Walking on a dream. Da, 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 da. Talking to myself. Will I see again? We are always running for the thrill of it, thrill of it. Always pushing up the hill, searching for the thrill of it. On and on, we are coming out now again. Never looking down, just ignoring what's in front of me. Is it real now? Two people become one. I can feel it. Two people become one. Thought I'd never see the love you found in me. Now it's changing all the time. Living in a rhythm where the it's working overtime. We are always running for the thrill of it, thrill of it. Always pushing up the hill, searching for the thrill of it. On and on, we are calling out again. Never looking down, just ignoring what's in front of me. Don't stop, just keep going on. I'm your shoulder lean upon, so come on. Deliver from inside. All we got is tonight, that is right till first light. I'm so confused right now. How are you doing NFL talk? This stream is basically just like talking about football, you know? I mean, I've been streaming as of late, you know. I've had my fair share of like live broadcasting. I just like to have conversations with you guys about the NFL and stuff. So, yeah. Hey, Bob. How's your day today, NFL Talk? I mean, ask me any question you want about the NFL or have a conversation. I mean, that's ideal because, you know, it's an NFL stream. Nice. Absolutely nice. I am doing I'm doing average today. I mean, it's my average day, you know, going to school, coming back from school, going to work, leaving work and then doing some homework, and then now I've gotten to this point where I have nothing to do in my day, so what better activity to do than stream on a Thursday night. Wait, no, it's Wednesday, but still, I mean, you get the gist. You know when they say work smarter, not harder. No, it's the opposite. Work harder, not smarter. That's my that gets me motivated. I scream that phrase every morning in the bathroom. What the hell? Why is my screen black? What is this? Um, I don't think that was supposed to happen. LOL, Sam. Yeah, that's everyone's. That's like almost, if all. I mean, I'm not speaking English properly. It's almost, if not all, people's daily routines. Yeah, for real. This is such an awkward conversation. Where you work at? I work at a pizza restaurant. We make pizzas, grinders, wings, burgers. What else do we make? Make fried chicken. Not many pizza places make fried chicken. Um, it's the frozen ones, so I highly doubt anyone orders them, but it's there. We also sell fries, but we even sell cakes. Name another besides probably Papa John's and probably I don't know if what you call it. I don't know if Pizza Hut sells cakes. Name another pizza place that sells cakes. I say that, and probably Domino's out of nowhere just has like a chocolate chip cookie cake or something. But man, the NFL season's over. We have nothing until next month. Free agency's coming. The Nate Solder's contract ended today, and therefore we got 4 million in cap space. So that is a great start to the off season. Got a new GM. He actually knows how to hire coaches properly. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but all I'm saying is he's done more than Dave Gettleman has in his entire tenure, and it's only been like a month, I want to say, since Joe Shane became our GM. We hired Brian Dabble as our head coach. Mike Kafka, the former Chiefs quarterback coach, as our offensive coordinator. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Could be both. I mean, considering Mahomes was a turnover prone quarterback, but also, I mean, he's got to this point where he's probably the most talented quarterback in NFL history. Who knows? Then Don Martinville, a very surprising firing from the Baltimore Ravens. He he he's a free acquisition. I don't know who's better, him or Patrick Graham. I mean, looking at the stats over the past few years, the rankings, I would say Martinville's better, but for some reason there's part of me just says that I miss Patrick Graham. But it is what it is. We've moved on, and yeah, we're starting fresh. Got the Eagles wide receiver coach. Oh, former Eagles and Colts wide receiver coach. His name is Grow or something. So sad about this, the Super Bowl ending so anticlimax. What do you think the biggest move in free agency is gonna be? Ravens falling apart, they figure out Lamar. The biggest move in free agency. Damn, I don't even. I know that because like I'm a Giants fan. I just focus on like the offensive linemen, and I know Teron Armstead is gonna be a free agent because the Saints have like 66 million under cap or something. Brandon Sheriff, they have a lot of. I think Washington has a ton of cap to re-sign Brandon Sheriff. So even if they don't re-sign Brandon Sheriff, I mean, what's the likelihood he goes to the Giants? He's a very expensive. Who else is there? I think this player he was on my Madden rebuild vid. I don't remember his name, but I know for a fact he was in my Madden rebuild. Austin Corbett. Wait, is it Austin Corbett of the Rams? Let me see. They might be good if they get O line and quarterback. I would give Daniel Jones one more try. I mean, quarterback is way too expensive for our standards right now. Like trading for Deshaun Watson, not only do we have to trade like 3 first-round picks and probably 2 superstar players, but we also have to. I don't know. I don't really know like how some trades work. Like, do we pay for the Deshaun Watson's contract? Does Houston have to pay for it? I don't know. Also, Russell Wilson. I think they might keep Russell Wilson's Seattle. So I'm making the assumption that the only way to possess him is from a trade, and that's gonna be hella expensive as well. Carson Wentz is being in talks of being in a trade, and the Giants are one of the teams that could be a potential landing spot for him. But I don't like I don't like having Carson Wentz as a franchise quarterback. I wouldn't like that. Don't you all have a pretty high draft pick? Well, yeah, yeah. Although granted, the Rams have invented a new way of building a team by just trading away their first round and second round and third round draft picks for superstar X Factor players like Jalen Ramsey and Von Miller. And apparently it worked out well. So I think in the future trade picks. Ah, that's a term. Draft picks are gonna lose value. That's my prediction. In 2027, draft picks are gonna be worth way less. So you could probably get like a DeAndre Hopkins for a second round pick in like 2030 or something. Granted, he's gonna be old around that time, but maybe let's say like Archie Manning, he's gonna be worth like a second round pick, even though he throws for like 5,000 yards and 40 touchdowns in one season to lead the New York Giants to a Super Bowl victory. You know what I'm saying? Offensive line. I just have a bad feeling Joe Shane's gonna do something with Saquon Barkley. The Giants never gave him a chance with an offensive line. People say like, oh, Devontae Booker, he played so much better. Well, yeah, did he come off a torn ACL and a blown ankle? No. And also they don't like game plan for Devontae Booker like they do for Saquon Barkley. They know how big of a threat is Saquon Barkley, and even so, I mean, they didn't have to game plan for Mike Glennon and Jake Fromm because they were god awful, and you could just blitz everyone, and Mike Glennon's gonna throw a pick in single coverage. The D Hop trade is always gonna be one of the worst trades ever. Yeah, most certainly. There was no logic behind that trade. I mean, it almost guaranteed that Deshaun Watson wouldn't play for the Texans again because you lose like one of the best players in the NFL. You just have no motivation to continue. I don't even know what Bill O'Brien was thinking when he made that trade. I mean, David Johnson is washed. Who else did they get? I think they got like a second round pick or something. But yeah, I think the Texans they've how you doing, Brandon? I would be confused too if I was here. But yeah, the Texans they've made some questionable decisions. That Laramie Tunsil that trade for was it the trade for Laramie Tunsil? That was so questionable. I think on both ends it was questionable. Like Dolphins needed an offensive line, but at the same time, I don't know why the Texans would trade that pick for Laramie Tunsil. What did they trade for? I don't remember. Let's see. It says, do you know Mike Glennon threw less interceptions than Mahomes did this year? Yeah. Mike Glennon is just built different, my guy. Let me see. Tunsil, Kenny Stills, and a 4th round pick were traded to the Houston Texans in exchange for 2 first round picks, a 2nd round pick, Johnson Batamosi, and Julian Davenport. I don't even know what that was all about, honestly. 2 first round picks is ridiculous. Did you I already read that. Mike Glennon was he he might be one of the worst quarterbacks I've ever seen. I, I mean, his performance as well as Jake Fromm's performance just ensured Daniel Jones another shot next year. I don't think there was no question Daniel Jones wouldn't be back next year, but because of those performances, they just knew how bad of a I'm assuming they thought Daniel Jones' situation was bad, but Glennon and Fromm were just terrible. Yeah, Glennon, I think Jake Fromm had like Kadarius Toney and Kenny Galladay in the same time. And assuming Sterling Shepard doesn't come back next year, he gets traded away. Imagine if Mike Glennon was if imagine Daniel Jones tears his ACL before preseason, right? And he's out for the year. Imagine if they throw Mike Glennon in the whole season. It's just not gonna go. It's probably gonna be the worst season in NFL history for a quarterback. 4 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. He has 2 pick sixes as well. Just for good measures. The stat sheet wasn't bad enough, so they had to include the 2 pick sixes. Although to be fair, one of them was a tip drill. Yeah, for Glennon. Yeah, I don't know which was worse. Jake Fromm 25 yards and 1 interception in 3 quarters, or Mike Glennon's overall performance really. 25 yards in 3 quarters. Basically, you don't even get a first down on a pass play. You're just he's basically averaged like 8 yards a quarter passing. You don't not even the first down. They need to fix the I think part of it is like they need to fix the MetLife field because too many Giants players are getting injured as well on that turf. Blake Martinez got hurt against Atlanta. Wow, that was one of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen. Cordero Patterson broke he literally broke his ankles, but he tore his ACL because of it. Who else? Sterling Shepard tore his Achilles in the Cowboys game from running his route. Probably Glennon over only 800 yards. Damn, that is terrible. How many games did he play? I want to see his stats on Pro Football Reference. 167 attempts. That's like, I want to say more than 5 yards an attempt. No, less than 5 yards an attempt. That's even worse. Let's see. Um, the hell's going on with this website? 790 yards on, yeah, as you said, 167 attempts. That's like 4.7 yards an attempt. Giants and Washington fields are trash. I don't know what's up with the Washington field. Isn't it a grass field? I feel like less injury should happen on a grass field. Let me see. FedEx Field. I really don't understand what it is. Yeah, I could have sworn it was grass. Yeah, it's grass, I think. Yeah, I just don't know what it is. Like, it's not like one of those high school turf fields where like it just burns your legs after running around so much. I mean, I played soccer in high school, so it was playing a game was the worst. Oh, you gotta go? All right. Well, nice talking to you, my man. Have a good night, and gotta go to bed. What time is it? It's 9:15 here. But, I mean, you could be in China right now. It's like I don't know, 4 a.m. All right. Have a good night, NFL Talk. Take care, and don't think about Mike Lennon when you're sleeping, cause that's not very ideal. You too. I appreciate it, man. Eli Apple, Zerks. How you doing, Zerks? Yes, Eli Apple is absolutely horrendous. Bengals fans are just wondering, like, why do we hate Eli Apple? All right, I'll do that. Yeah, Bengals fans wonder why we hate Eli Apple. Well, he back in 2016 when we drafted him, like I didn't think much about him because like our defense was so good. Janoris Jenkins, Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, Landon Collins, Olivier Vernon, Damon Harrison, Jason Pierre-Paul. I didn't think much about it because our defense was so. We had Leon Hall that year. Bengals fans remember Leon Hall. Um, yeah, he was. I didn't think much about him, but then in 2017, I started to notice it. Like he was getting burnt so much. He was drawing so many penalties. He pretty much split the whole team apart. Bro, he even got he Landon Collins even called him a cancer. That just says a lot about him. And then like he gets traded to the Saints in mid 2018. Um I think he was surrounded by a very solid team. Marshawn Lattimore, Marcus Williams, uh who else? They had a solid defense. I don't get why the Bengals didn't bench Eli Apple. I mean, yeah, they had a. I didn't even know they had Vernon Hargraves until the Super Bowl. That's funny. Vernon Hargraves, you didn't know he was a former Buccaneers first round pick, and he got released a few years ago because like he wasn't like he wasn't making any effort of making a tackle. Like he was just jogging, and the other team had like a 40-yard gain from it because it could have been like a 20-yard gain or something. But yeah, in 2018 they got traded to the Saints. They made the championship game. They lose the heartbreaker to the Rams with the questionable pass interference play. I mean, pretty in Eli Apple's terms, and he might not. If that was Eli Apple, he wouldn't think that would be pass interference. But then 2019, he and oh, it wasn't Janoris Jenkins yet. That would be 2020. He played on he was on the Saints in 2019, and in the first game of the 2019 season, he gets mossed. Instantly gets mossed by Will Fuller. He becomes a highlight reel. Dropped on his head at that. Then 2020. What happened in 2020? No, he got released by the Saints in 2019. And then they replaced him with Janoris Jenkins, who got a pick six in his first game as a Saint. That's wild. I love Janoris Jenkins when he was in his prime. But then like the first instance that I lost it was like when Mike Evans had 180 yards and three touchdowns on his head. It was odd though, cause Janoris Jenkins he gave up 180 yards and three touchdowns that game. The very next game he gets I think three interceptions. I think he had three interceptions the very next game again on Dwayne Haskins. It was so funny. He was very inconsistent in his late years, but yeah. So Eli Apple gets released in 20. Oh, my earphones. 2020. Then I think he signs with the Panthers, but then like he was a backup, of course. So then they released him afterwards. I think the Bengals picked him up over the offseason. He was their cornerback three. I want to say there was Chidobe Awuzie. There was Mike Hilton. I think Herbert and Hargraves was behind him, Eli Apple as well. I don't think Trey Waynes was on the Bengals in 2021. I know he was in 2020. So Eli Apple was cornerback three. I didn't know he was actually a starter until the Titans game. The Titans game, yeah, the Titans game when he broke that play up, and then I think like everything was fine. Like with Giants and Saints fans. Then he starts talking on Twitter about badly about us, and then all of a sudden shit hits the fan, and then he just goes off on everyone. And then like we didn't think much. We thought a lot about it, but then it got worse. And then after the championship game, he started talking so much smack to Tyreek Hill and McCole Hardman, even though he gave up a touchdown to McCole Hardman earlier in the game by just jogging towards him. Like he was actually jogging while he watched Mecole Hardman get into the end zone. So like I'm like, please. I did. There was a point where like I was supporting the Bengals to win the Super Bowl, but then I found that this guy was playing, and I'm like, okay, this can't happen. Well, this guy doesn't deserve a ring. So when the Rams won in the NFC Championship game, it was gonna be a decision between Odell Beckham Jr. and the team that deserves a Super Bowl ring. But at the same time, I don't want the Rams to win, and I don't want Eli Apple to win. And the problem is, I can't have both, so I had to choose one of them. And granted, Eli Apple doesn't deserve the Super Bowl. Odell Beckham Jr. deserves the Super Bowl. I had to choose the Rams. It was a very, very hard decision. I would have went with the Bengals if Eli Apple wasn't on the Bengals, but I mean, it sucks. It really sucks just to be in that position. How do I? Let me see. Can I do like game capture or something? That sucks. And Bengals fans wonder why Giants and Saints fans hate Eli Apple. It's because of his 75% of it is his on field gameplay, but the other 25 is on off the field problems. He called Tyreek Hill a baby, but he was driven to Giants training camp by his mom, his own mom. Dude, even a rookie contract could at least get you a Toyota Camry or something. Come on. So yeah, I mean, he was talking so much trash. So it was a good. So it was a good thing that Cooper Cup humbled him, and so did a lot of NFL players on Twitter as well. Michael Thomas went on him. Mecole Hardman got back to him. Who else? Lamar Jackson, even who else? Marquise Brown. See, even it's not just Giants and Saints fans who agree with who disagree with Eli Apple's antics. It's also players who I mean, it's players who don't even play on the Giants or Saints. Okay, granted, Michael Thomas plays for the Saints. How does my stream look? Is it just a black screen? It really is a black screen. What the hell? How did this happen? That should not be happening. Okay. How does it look now? There we go. That's better. I don't get why the Bengals. Oh no, I already read that. The Chiefs should have won in overtime when they had Travis Kelsey and Hill. Yet Mahomes never threw to them in halftime. Mahomes, I don't know what kind of what he was smoking after halftime. Like this dude was god awful in the second half. Maybe it's just the. I talked about I talked to this with Zabiro on Instagram. Me and Xavier we went to high school together. He's a Bengals fan. Go subscribe to him. I'll type his Can I type? I can't even type. I'll type it in chat right now. At Zabiru. Go subscribe to him, Zerx. Um, is that the right one? Go to channel. No, that would be my channel. Um, Severo. He has 686 subs, but he has a bid that almost I think it almost reached 200K. Yeah, his vid almost reached 200K. It was like nerf the Bengals. It's such a funny video. Anyways, me and Xavier, we're good friends in high school. He's a Bengals fan, so again, Xavier, if you're here, I apologize. But I told him about like what did I say to him? I completely forgot. I told him that like there's teams that are better than the Bengals, but because the Bengals have pure heart, that's just ultimately what got them to this position in the Super Bowl. The Titans had a better team. They were the first seed in the AFC. But the Bengals, with all heart, they ended up beating them, as well as the Chiefs. The Chiefs, they made the AFC Championship 4 years in a row. They were obviously better than the Bengals, but the Bengals had more heart, and therefore that got them the outcome. It just seemed like Patrick Mahomes had no heart in the second half. He felt like they had the safe lead. They could chill. And then in overtime, he got frustrated. He just decided to sling one, and then all of a sudden, the momentum has shifted. When they had Travis Kelce, yet Mahomes never threw to them in halftime. He didn't throw to Hill and Kelce in the second half. I didn't know that. They had the ball in OT. They still lost. Yeah, Mahomes like he has to learn not to be desperate. Like if the short throw is not there, just keep trying because you take a deep shot. An incomplete pass is better than an interception. And what Mahomes did in overtime, he nearly threw two picks. Well, he threw one pick, and then the other one was a drop by Eli Apple. I mean, that's just a classic Eli Apple. How you doing, Joe Burrow's burner Tubba? What's that supposed to mean? I've seen his channel before. He made that Bengals. You mean NFT? NFT? Oh, Nerf. Yeah, yeah. I had a brain fart there for a second. Uh, Wenda? What do you mean Wenda? What could happen at Oh wait, Xavier made the video. I mean, did it hit 200K views? Let me see. I hate when NFL teams blow three possessions leads. It's so easy to burn clock and just score more. I discovered this in the MMG channel. He did this trivia video yesterday. He said like something about was it the trivia video? No, it wasn't the trip. Yeah, it was the trivia video. He's like, "Oh, Matt Ryan decided to snap the ball with 18 seconds to go in the third quarter instead of running out the clock, which ultimately caused I don't know what he said. Like, was that play a fumble? Let me check the ESPN reliable play-by-play thing. Yeah, let me see. End of quarter two. Where's the end of quarter three? I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'm bugging. I mean, MMG said it, not me. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to remember like sometimes when the Giants blew three possessions leads. We did it against the Eagles like in 2017, but it was like the first quarter. So The Eagles got like a touchdown on a was it a 3 possession lead? No, it was probably a 2 possession lead. They got a touchdown and a rushing touchdown. Then the Eagles blocked the punt, and then it was 2017, so it was basically like it summed up our season. Then the next year we played the Colts. I think we definitely blew a 3 point lead against the Colts with Andrew Luck and company. Boy, do we miss that dude. Let me see. Oh, never mind. It wasn't a 3 possession lead. It was 24-14, but yeah, same thing. Also, another thing about the Falcons game in the Super Bowl, I think they ran. Did they run the ball like only once or twice in that second half? I mean, that was one of the most pathetic play calling performances I've ever witnessed. You're like a quarter and 3 minutes to go with a 25 point lead, and I mean, we don't know if this would happen, but if you ran the ball like just once or twice, the Patriots don't get one more chance to score another touchdown. Granted, it would be like 28-20. That's fine. You've won the Super Bowl if you run the ball at least once or twice. I'm pretty sure they were up 21-3 though. Yeah, the Chiefs, they were up 21-3. But you feel like you're having a chill game. You can relax all you want, and then all of a sudden you throw an interception to the biggest man on the Bengals defense, also former Giant B.J. Hill, and then all of a sudden the momentum has shifted towards the Bengals end. But yeah, what an amazing season the Bengals had. I mean, they made some incredible acquisitions off the season, and there's this debate that the Bengals would win the Super Bowl with Penei Sewell instead of Jamar Chase, and I highly would have to disagree. That would also mean that the do they have 55 million cap space this offseason, or was it last offseason? Let's see, because they could have used that cap space for the offensive line. Let's see. They really could have used that cap space. Let's see, how much do they have? trying to find it. Yeah, the Bengals had 8 million cap space. Well, that's not much, but you could have really used that on an offensive lineman, or even two offensive linemen. I understand that they made the effort in the offseason. They got Riley Reef. They had Jackson Carmen in the second round. They got was his name Trey Hopkins? Trey Hopkins in the third round. But you've got to do better. I mean, Jonah Williams is already proven to be a bust. And I really don't know what it was. Coming into the season, I thought the Bengals' offensive line is improved, and they were going to be a team that they were going to be a unit that would lead the way for Joe Mixon. They did lead the way for Joe Mixon, but I don't know why they were giving up so many sacks. I didn't think Jackson Carmen would have a terrible season. Was that who else? Kareem Adeniji? Adeniji? Is that how you pronounce his name? It was like my thoughts on the Giants 2019 offensive line. We came in with no 2020. We came in with Andrew Thomas, a fourth overall pick, Kevin Zeitler, who was once elite, um, Will Hernandez, who was a former second round pick. I honestly thought the Giants' offensive line would have improved from 2019, and they really didn't. They were, if anything, they were as bad, if not worse, than 2019. Now there's the speculation that even Zabiro told me that this was the only chance for the Bengals to win the Super Bowl, and I practically told him that you're at least making the playoffs next year if you get an offensive line, and I even told him that the Bengals win this Super Bowl too if they had an offensive line, because if the Bengals gave Joe Burrow more time on that fourth down play, Jamar Chase is streaking down the sideline with not Jamar Chase, with Jalen Ramsey on his cheeks for a immaculate game-winning touchdown. But he just thinks that they're not going to be good for a while. I mean, when you give up 17 sacks in two games against the Titans and the Rams, and you improve your offensive line, you have every reason to believe you can be a competitive team again. Well, first they have to replace Eli Apple, but that won't be too hard. they have Wendy's covering Hill the whole game. Oh, so funny. Oh, funny joke. Oh, I get it. Wendy's nuts. Excellent banter right there. Andrew Thomas had ankle surgery in January. Oh, like incredible season he had. Incredible bounce back season at that. Hmm. I'm exhausted. Hey, I'm talking this much actually like messes with your throat. Low key, I feel like I need a glass of water right now. Oh man. Oh, oh man. I gotta check out Xavier's new recent video because I'm in the video myself. So I mean, it's always fun to have yourself in a video. All right. Well, I think I might have to leave it there because I am very, very, very gassed out from talking so much. Zerks, it's been an amazing conversation. NFL talk, amazing conversation as well. Shout out to everyone who joined in to have a little chat with me. Although to be fair, it was only two people, but we should we should get some more members in here to have a whole collaborative conversation next time. But this was a very, very amazing conversation. I can't lie to you. So, anyways, I'm gonna go rest. Take care, all y'all. Have a good night. And peace.